The ancient North Eurasians were a group of Upper Paleolithic humans who inhabited Siberia and Central Asia. They carried such Y lineages as R and Q, which later spread into Europe, West, South, and Central Asia, and the Americas through their descendants. For this video, I used Admixtools and my Trait Predictor tool to analyze the genetics of 3 ancient North Eurasian genomes, including the Tutkaul genome, Afontova Gora 3, and the Mal'ta Buret boy. I used F4 analysis to compare various groups to ancient North Eurasians. The advantage of F4 over F2 or FST is that it allows us to include haploid groups into our comparison. The closest relatives to ancient North Eurasians according to F4 are Tarim genomes from Xinjiang, followed by West Siberian hunter-gatherers, Kumse culture, Eastern hunter-gatherers, MtDna, early corded ware, affinities, Mesolithic Balts, then the Sami, Bronze Age Estonians, Sintashta, Mansi, Anetis, Udmurts, Yaz culture, Tajiks, Paleo-Balkan peoples, Oxa civilization, Balochis, Punjabis, globular amphora culture, Neo-Siberians, ancient Northeast Asians, early East Eurasians, Natufians, and finally the Ibero-Maurusians. What I find interesting is that the Samis ended up being the closest modern relatives of the ancient North Eurasians, and that Neo-Siberians ended up being significantly closer to ANE than ancient Northeast Asians. According to F2 analysis, however, the Tajiks are the closest relatives of ancient North Eurasians, followed by the Chuvash, Uzbeks, Udmurts, and Estonians. With FST, we see a similar picture. According to FST, the Tajiks are the closest relatives of the MtDna, with Uzbeks, Turkmen, and Chuvash coming after. Here's a Paleolithic 3-way model I made on ancient North Eurasians using QPADM. According to this model, roughly 28% of MtDna ancestry derives from the Gravettians, 40% derives from the Dzudzwana hunter-gatherers, and 32% derives from archaic East Eurasians. Now let's move on to their Trait Predictor results. Let's start with Afontova Gora 3. Here is her predicted phenotype. She is predicted to have dark brown eye color, black hair color, light brown skin tone, wavy hair texture, and neutral nose shape. She is predicted to be a warrior, to have high odds of autism, intermediate empathy, low risk of epithelial cancer, average risk of autoimmune disease, high risk of obesity, and likely had blood type A or O. She scored particularly high for odds of restless leg syndrome, bipolar type 2, type 1 diabetes, testicular cancer, and neuroblastoma. She carried rare risk variants for Fuchs' dystrophy, rhinosinusitis, breast cancer, glaucoma, eosinophilic esophagitis, and protection from HIV. Next we move on to Mal'ta boy. Here is his predicted phenotype. He was predicted to have dark brown eye color, black hair color, olive skin shade, wavy hair texture, and strongly Greek nose shape. He was predicted to be a warrior, to have low risk of autism, intermediate empathy, low risk of epithelial cancer, low risk of autoimmune disease, low risk of obesity, and decisively had blood type O. He scored particularly high for odds of restless leg syndrome, AMD, myopia, primary biliary cirrhosis, baldness, ADHD, bipolar type 2, glioma, and thyroid cancer. He carried rare risk variants for congenital adrenal hyperplasia, rhinosinusitis, breast cancer, testicular cancer, meningioma, eosinophilic esophagitis, and total color blindness. Finally, we move on to Tutkaul. Here is his predicted phenotype. He was predicted to have dark brown eye color, black hair color, dark brown skin color, straight hair texture, and a Greek nose shape. He was a warrior, was predicted to have high risk of autism, high empathy, high risk of epithelial cancer, low risk of autoimmune disease, low risk of obesity, and likely blood type O. He scored particularly high for odds of cataracts, bipolar type 2, neuroblastoma, and polycythemia vera. He carried rare risk variants for pulmonary emphysema, familial hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and breast cancer. In terms of coverage, Afontova Gora 3 has a coverage of roughly 10%, Mal'ta boy has a coverage of roughly 70%, and Tutkaul has a coverage of roughly 15%. You can purchase their genomes and trait predictor reports from link in description.